Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I have a co-host with me that's actually better than Yad. His name is Pak. Say hi, Pak.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Cool.
There you go.
And then I got a new coach to interview. His name is Zad. Say hi, Zad.
Salutations.
So today we're gonna go over what we usually do, how his team uh works, and why he drafted the certain mons he did. So we'll start off with Real Bloom. Man, man,
Uh,
man's a grass type. That's rare already.
let me. so,
Grass types are super common.
I
No,
don't know what the fuck you're
no,
trying to say. Maybe
no.
as a first draft pick, sure. Uh, no, like the reason I drafted Rillaboom, I was like fucking 12th place, bro. Like my draft pick was on number 12. I did not think it was gonna get to me. Like, plus, if you drafted a fucking Gen 7 and below Mon as your first pick, you're a bitch.
Isn't that
Instead of like
everybody?
that's
Oh,
like
Besides
literally
okay.
Manu?
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Like, but like still though, like I really wanted to use new Pokemon. Like I'm always about using new Pokemon and the new generation. And I was a part of the tiering squad, and I wanted to like start get to know the.
Mhm.
And I thought I was like number 12. I didn't think Rillaboom was gonna make it to me because fucking its ability, its moveset,
Yeah, we have to
It's
talk about
fucking
his.
nature.
We gotta
It,
talk about his
its
ability for a
stat.
second. His ability, grassy terrain. Isn't it the
hmm
only one who can set up terrain on switching? Besides, like,
In
in
Besides
Gen 8.
DD.
besides
In Gen
Tapu
8.
Bulu in Gen 8, yeah,
Yeah.
but Bulu's not in there.
Mhm. And
And
it's
it get,
really
let's
good.
be honest here, it gets an amazing
Its
stab
move
move in
pool,
drum beating that lowers speed as well.
like I'm
Drumbeat.
gonna be honest, 85 base speed in this generation,
It's not bad.
Dex especially, it's really good because we don't have any more fast Pokemon.
And then with
Like
drum beating, you're outspeeding almost everything.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure -1 speed, I outspeed a Dragon. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
if I'm max speed, of course. And like
Also,
Yeah.
one,
Oh,
Also,
yeah,
Real Boom can
probably.
do a lot. Like, you can run too many sets with this monster.
yeah, absolutely, assault vest, choice scarf, choice band, leftovers, whatever you want, I can do it. Like Rillaboom can do it. I don't think the only thing that I don't think it gets is Leech Seed. I'm not sure
Yeah,
about
I don't
that.
think it does either.
Because if
Yeah.
it gotten Leech Seed and we still had Toxic as a TM, I think this Pokemon would be insanely broken.
Mhm.
Just because you
Okay,
still
so explain to me, I guess, and besides your Gen 7, like, you want to draft new
no, like
Pokemon,
I'm
but, like, explain to me why you didn't draft, say, some, like, Zeraora or Cinderace
Because
or
they're all taken.
Gengar, for example, that were all... No,
no,
those stuff were still available.
no, they were
Zeraora was
available.
up?
In my
It
head,
was. Yeah.
Damn, you picked after him.
like I don't like Cinderace for me. It's like his move pool is not that great. Like it's not great. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm running the same set, like the same choice band or the fucking court change with
Yeah, fucking
leftovers or
court
whatever.
change.
And like without Libero, it's basically not that
Great.
massive. You
It's
know what
got
I mean?
it's got the coverage it
It's
needs.
got the
It's got the
coverage,
coverage.
but like without those, the without the fucking what's it called? Without the stab being there, I don't think these moves will do damage.
Mhm.
Like the damage you want Cinderace to do. If you don't,
It doesn't 2K hit KO
that's what
everything
I'm saying.
like
Like
it
that's what
was
I'm saying.
doing.
Like the only thing it has is fucking Pyro Ball, which is the sickest move in the game.
Also,
Literally.
Rillaboom he doesn't need support at all. Cinderace needs
That's the
support.
thing. That's the thing. Rillaboom. Like this is what I'm telling you right now. Most of my picks, my first three picks, were all based off Rillaboom.
Mhm.
Like I just needed a couple like those mons that support Rillaboom enough that I don't need anything else for it. And you, Pac, what other Pokemon did you mention besides Cinderace?
Uh,
Is
I
there
mentioned
aura?
Zeraora and like Gengar and Jirachi.
To be fair though, Gengar shouldn't be your first pick.
no, Gengar should not be your first pick. And I've used Gengar last season. I didn't use him properly, and I didn't want to use him again. I considered taking him later on, but I think Sam took him, and I was like, all right, whatever. It's like a like
Mhm.
well, okay, I'll take something else situation. I think what else was available after? I think Necrozma was available
Like
as
Crosmo,
well.
yeah, it was.
Uh,
Mhm. He was.
Necrozma got picked up pretty.
He
No,
got
it was
he got picked up late because JP picked up Gallade
He got
first.
picked up round 4.
oh yeah, yeah,
Picked up
okay,
round 4.
But like there was a lot of other Pokemon that I wanted to take, but at the same time I was like Rillaboom is such a good Pokemon that like
It's
it's
real
so
good.
versatile. It's really versatile. Out of like all the Pokemon that got drafted round one, I think it's like top three most versatile ones.
Also, I
With
think it's the
hands down.
best grass type besides Ferrothorn.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like
I think it beats
it
Fairthorn.
gets knockoff
I
immunity,
Well,
think.
yeah, it
it
beats
gets speed
Ferrothorn,
punch.
but
Like
Ferrothorn's a little
it gets
better.
recovery, it gets like swapping in and out whenever I want it. Like it's such a good well-rounded Pokemon, if you know what I mean.
Also gets U-turn for no reason.
That's what
This
I'm
man,
saying. That's what
man
I'm
gets
saying. For a
U-turn.
big fucking, that's my boy Broly, bro.
Rillaboom gets a U-turn?
Yes,
Yeah, it
sir.
does.
Why?
Every Gen 8
Yes, sir.
Mon
Dude, they
starter
just
got
tried to make that
U-turn.
thing broken.
Yes, sir, bro. That's my boy Broly. Don't sleep.
Alright, for number 2, you picked up Rotom Heat. I wanted Rotom Heat, Nikki wanted Rotom Heat, a lot of people wanted Rotom Heat. So why did you pick up Rotom Heat?
Camp, you had an opportunity to pick it and you
I
didn't.
did, but we're not talking about me.
because there weren't a lot of
Bitch boy
the
play.
I don't know why this generation they decided to take out a lot of the fire types. We had a
Yeah.
They
huge
want to. This is their version of remaking Gen 4, you know?
yeah, like we had a huge lack of fire types, and Rillaboom is weak to fucking bug, fire, flying,
Yeah.
and ice. And like a fucking fire type can resist all of these except for flying. And I was like, yo, Rotom Heat is a good mod to take care of all those weaknesses.
Mhm.
Plus it has levitate, so the only weakness it has is water and rock. Water is already covered by Rillaboom. I'm just missing rock type, something to resist rock types. So Rotom is just like a nice little thing to pair with Rillaboom, just
Even
because I can
even
do it.
then, even then, Boom can still handle the rock types. Like it
That's what I'm
doesn't.
saying. Like Boom can still stop them right there because they don't have the perfect coverage for Rillaboom.
It is straight up, as evidence in my experience, a great counter to Galarian Darm, which railed Rillaboom.
Mhm.
Rillaboom is a great counter for Darm.
Oh, Rotom was.
Oh, Rotom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Rotom's like
Rotom
the
is a
only like one of the few true counters to Darm.
Rotom is a huge counter, no matter which form, unless you're Frost or Mo. But like, I just like there's also I can also use like the whole Volt Switch and U-turn thing. Robo fucking loves that. Or
Volt
Rabo,
turn.
like Volt turn. Nasty plot too.
Mhm.
Also defog. It was just a nice little pick to take second round, because like I'm pretty sure that was definitely gonna go second
Yeah.
round,
Oh,
hundred
yeah, no,
percent.
it was. I
And
think
when I saw that no one took it, Matrix was definitely
at the
gonna take
very
it.
least, Matrix was going to take
Matrix
it,
was gonna take
probably.
it. Yeah, like I saw it. I saw the chance. I was
Mm.
like, you know what?
Yeah. Rotom's very solid, especially with heavy duty boots too. It's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
defogger now.
If I don't want to if I don't want to use this choice card for a fucking choice specs because specs overheat does damage, I'll just go with heavy duty boots or leftovers. The only thing that I'm upset about with Rotom this season, I don't think it gets split anymore. Oh no, we're doing post decks. Never mind.
Yeah, it still gets it.
Yeah. Never mind. Ignore that.
Mhm. So number
Yeah,
3, you
still
ended
a
up
great one.
going with yeah, it is a great mon. But for number 3, you went up with Savali. Again, you took another Pokemon from me,
I'm
and
gonna
that
be honest with you. I keep forgetting that I drafted Silval. Like this is like one of
I
the
think,
the main.
honestly, in the draft chat, you said, fuck it, I'll take Silvally.
Yeah. Like I said, like I
right
was like,
before me.
but the thing is, because I was discussing this with Robbo. Like me and Robbo were going off picks the whole time, and we were talking about how like Silvally is never a bad. Like you can never go wrong with.
Also, judgment,
Like
not judgment, but it's what's this signature move?
multi attack. And multi attack is 120 now, so I can run a
Yes.
physical set,
Cool.
multi attack, U turn, parting shot, and whatever my fourth move is.
He
And
also
like
gets
I can still
defog.
do bids. And it
Also,
gets defog too. Like I already have my defoggers there. Like I don't need any fucking hazard removals unless I add like a rapid spinner. But like I
yeah,
have every type I want it to be. It has the bulk. It has the speed. It has the. It's just also another well-rounded Pokemon that can be slapped on any team and it will do good.
it's also really hard to prep for because you never know what type it's
That's the
gonna
thing,
be.
because you never know what type. Like yeah, or like
Or you
now
might
with
even double up on a type 1 matchup. You never know.
that's a thing, and like now with multi attack, you don't know if the opponent's gonna run physical.
Yeah, he's very hard
It's
to
just a
prep
good
for.
versatile mon as well. Yeah.
For number 4, we're gonna go on to Drowdon. I don't know much about this Pokemon. Could you tell me what this thing can do?
The one thing that's bad about Duraludon is a special defense. It has base 50 special defense, but its HP is good enough for it to tank a hit,
Mhm.
like a special, maybe not a special, like a super effective hit, but like a decent move. Like if Dragapult wants to use Draco Meteor, I think I can live one. If I'm not,
With proper investment,
yeah,
you
with
Yeah,
still
proper
need. I think
investment,
you
yeah,
need to
yeah,
put a little bit of
but still
setup
not
in there.
probably,
much.
yeah, probably. But like that and the fact that it only like its move pool is not that crazy, but it's a good rocker. Its special attack is really high. Its defense is really good. It has base 80 for its size.
It is
Like
also a steel type, and there's very
it's also a
little.
steel dragon type. It's a literally a weaker Dialga. Like it's a really good typing. And with grassy surge or grassy terrain, I won't have to be afraid of like ground type moves
Yeah.
because well essentially just earthquake.
Mhm.
So like my
Basically,
like
within your first four picks, you kind of mitigated your entire
that's what I'm saying. Like my
weakness to ground types.
that's the thing. Like my main four Pokemon were all like just bouncing off each other. Like it's like I made a great core
Yeah. While
around.
while getting your hazard removers though.
Yeah, and my hazard setters because Raldon also gets Stealth Rock.
Yeah, it does.
So like the one issue is like most like 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna be running Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, and Thunderbolt as my main offensive moves, and then Stealth Rocks is my fourth because it doesn't have that huge special move pool, even physical. Like it gets like what Iron, Heavy Slam, Body Press, and I think Dragon Claw.
Yeah, and its abilities are really
To mention,
poor.
it does get Dragon Tail as well, so it's a
Yeah,
good
or
phaser.
Dragon Tail, but I think because it's base 85 speed, so like I don't know. I need to work on. I need to work around with it, like to see with its speed. But it's really good. Its ability, Stalwart. I can just click T-Bolt and not be afraid of anything. I think that's the only benefit it gets
Yeah.
from its hidden
What does
ability.
Stalwart do again?
I think it hits it like it avoids drawing move like abilities. So like Zeraora has Volt Absorb. I think I still hit him. I'm pretty sure. I'm not like I don't know how it works.
I'm gonna look it up real
Like
fast. Keep
something,
going though.
it's like something like that. It like that's how it does.
Mhm.
And I think it also gets heavy metal. So like body press and heavy
Yeah.
slam are just gonna do double damage that way.
Body press for this thing is gonna be. People don't realize how good body press is. Body press is
It's
so good with fat mons.
is it still a dual type move or no?
I'm not too
That was
sure.
flying press.
Oh,
That
that's
was flying press.
Yeah.
flying press. You're
Body
right. You're right.
press uh increases damage based off of your
It's for
defense.
Liza. Yeah. So I've got like three mods that do that. Really
Mhm.
benefit from body
They
press.
gave body press to a lot of mons this generation, and it's really nice to see that there's new like these moves are being given more love. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, also they're
Surprises me
going to
like how
good mons
often.
too that can use them.
Yeah. It just surprises me like they're put like, at least on Showdown. Like they have like their recommended moves. Body press is on none of those mods, and I'm like, what is happening here? This should be on every fat defensive mod as a recommended move.
Yeah,
It also for people who like to run stall, it also makes them like, maybe I shouldn't just only run toxic. Maybe I should run an offensive move. Because oh my god,
Hey, in Gen 8, you
this
can't
is
run
that's the
toxic
thing.
in
That's
Gen 8.
I
They
was just
have
about
to.
to say that.
you
I
can
was
still
just
run
about to say
toxic.
this is the one issue that I've had with the generation is that
Not in Gen 8 OU or anything, they can't.
Yeah,
all the new Pokemon that have been added, like the new ones, they don't have access to Toxic.
you did
So
not.
even with like the Nat Dex and Post Home, we can't run Toxic on these Pokemon, which really sucks.
It does.
At Dex, you can't. Well, no, never mind. I'm wrong. Sorry.
Because there's like the Pokemon.
No, yeah, no. Melodic still gets access to
No, no,
Toxic on
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying
talking about the
I'm
new
saying the new
Gen
Pokemon.
8
The new
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, the new one. Sorry, my bad.
Like fucking Arctovish. If Arctovish was able to get Toxic, it would like flourish much more.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that's what I'm saying. And like Duraludon is the same situation. Like I can't stall with them, but I think Duraludon gets T Wave, which is really good for it.
Yeah, it does.
It's also
So
really good for your team since your
yeah,
team's a little slow.
because like I don't think it's slow because most of my mons are base 85 and base 90, which is as we said earlier, it's really good in this generation because every team I'm facing has only one base 100 Pokemon.
Oh, is that true?
Like I'm pretty sure no one has more than two base
Oh, I
100
got
speed.
more than two.
Brown I think does as well. There's a couple, but
But
it's
like
just like the gaps are
Yeah,
so much bigger
yeah,
than they used to be.
like but like it's just for me. Like I was drafting, like I was looking at them. Like there's not a lot of speedy Pokemon I can take. Like I considered taking Weavile at the end.
Every
I
single speedy Pokemon I wanted got sniped, so
like the
had to
only
settle.
that's the thing. The only hyper fast Pokemon I wanted to take was Weavile, But I'll get to that later because you that'll like, answer some one of like another question if you have. But like
Mhm.
it's just there's not a lot of fast Pokemon. Like usually, what like for me when it's like for drafts like this, my tier five Pokemon would be like a hyper fast, low key strong Pokemon. Like usually I take Archeops in that situation.
Yeah. But now
Like
we
when I'm
got no
using,
Archeops.
I'd slap Archeops, and then I was just like, I was looking at tier five, and we don't have those super fast Pokemon. And I was like, all right, I'll just have to work with the slow, bulky Pokemon that can literally just if eat a hit and then one shot
Just
something.
tank some shit.
Like
Hopefully have recovery.
I'm pretty sure Duraludon can live a fucking close combat from a Terrakion with the right investment,
Oh yeah, I think it
and
could too.
I can one shot him with Flash Cannon. So you know what I mean?
Mhm. So next up was Quagsire. I'm gonna tell you something about Quagsire. I love Quagsire. I think it's a
This
little
is
underrated.
Yeah, please tell us. Are you scared of certain Pokemon? Is that
No,
what you
I don't
picked up
think he
Quagsire?
was.
it's not because of Dracovish. I'll tell you right now. This is also I was talking to Robbo about this because me and Robbo had that whole problem with water types.
Mhm.
Because by the time it was my turn with Duraludon, I said I'm like, do I take Duraludon and then 15 turns and take Quagsire, or do I do the opposite? Take Quag and then wait for Duraludon. And but at the same time, I wasn't planning on taking Quagsires because there was also four other water types that were still out there. Because my Lodic wasn't taken, Mantine wasn't taken, Pelipper wasn't taken. There was like a bunch of water types. The only water types that were taken at that point were Seismitoad, and I think Matrix took Gastrodon at that point.
I think
So when
was Arctivish taken. I think
no, Arctivish was
Arctivish.
taken way late.
Oh,
He was taken way
Vaporeon
late.
was
Yeah,
taken.
way late.
Vaporeon was also taken by Manu, but like,
New and is fucking
but
Vaporeon.
there were still a lot of other water types that were still in there. Like Blastoise was also still there.
Lantern.
Toxapex was went undrafted.
Actually,
And then like,
Blastoise was picked just before Quagsire.
yeah, he was taken right by when it came back to me. But like when I was before I chose Duraludon, this was my thought process. Like
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
sorry.
was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, there's six water types in tiers three and four. I was like, no one's gonna fucking snipe my Lodic or the others. I was like, fuck it, I'll take my chances, you know? Because there's still like, if they take everything, there's still the low tier water types that I can take, like Lantern, Quagsire, and whatever. So I was like, I'll take Duraludon, save myself with that because I have a rocker right there, and then and then literally after that, Milo goes, Blastoise goes, everything just disappears. And by the time it got back to me, I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll take Quagsire. Quagsire, you can always rely on him because he's like such a good mon.
He's also
And
really
then
good. He's really good at stopping Pokemon that just want to sweep your team.
yeah, like like the only problem is it can't stop Gyarados anymore because Gyarados can power whip,
Gets
which
Power
I
Whip.
find is,
Yeah.
but like it does stop fucking Dracovish, which I didn't care about. Like Pocky, you know how like we were talking about this, and I was like, Dracovish is like I said it. Oh yeah, I'm not scared of it. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a bitch and a half to prep for, but like as a whole, and granted, I don't even think I play Yad and him this season, but
So you're chilling.
I mean, I definitely drafted Lantern just as I didn't know the schedule yet. Lantern was
Yeah,
borderline, basically like I need a bulky water type, and I know this can straight up counter Dracovish.
it's
That was
like
the reason I drafted it.
it's like Game Freak knew that fucking Dracovish is gonna run house on the game, so they just kept all the water absorbed Pokemon.
They did. There's a lot of them.
Like fucking Heliolisk has water absorbed.
My skin.
Yeah,
It's
and
crazy.
Maractus too. Like they kept
Yeah.
yeah, like Quagsire was just like a safe water type to draft. You know what I
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it was
mean?
on.
And it works
Honestly,
like
I was probably going to draft it at my spot in the sixth round if you hadn't picked it up because I
like
needed it since I needed that water type.
and it works well with my team.
Yeah. The Boom, Heat, and Quag. They do great
Hmm.
with each other.
Hmm. Indeed.
Cause like Quag's only weakness is grass, and you have Heat and Boom.
The only problem that I have is with freeze dry. But then I have
Yeah.
Rotom.
Mhm.
But that's it. Like my core there is done, and I have Silvally and Duraludon placed on the outside, just ready to support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're probably thinking too, like I can just draft a Pokemon later that will be able to help with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like yeah, like it's just this was my thought process because we're at like what six picks?
We're
I'm
at
at
our
six picks.
fifth, so we still
Yeah,
have
it's my fifth.
the whole other
Like
half
my first five picks, I was like, all right, this is the main five that I want, and then everything can be like
support.
support from the outer side. Because then you'll see like my draft towards the end starts to become a bit messy
Yeah.
but we'll get to there.
Well, let's get there right now with orbeetle.
Uh,
Why why
Spent
why
five
would you
minutes talking
draft?
about orbeetle.
Yeah, we need to because orbeetle.
Dude,
I
I'm
I I
pretty
don't know.
sure.
bro, I'm gonna tell
I'm
you. I'm
not
gonna tell you
sure,
right now,
but like I'm pretty sure you came at when you saw orbeetle still available at your pick.
I don't think even
dude. I was
anyone even know orbeetle was like
no,
even
dude.
up there.
No one was gonna take orbital, and this is why I poke. Uh,
I mean,
First of all,
I'll be honest, it was on my radar, but not for like until like the 10th, 11th round would
Hmm.
I have considered
I think
drafting
a
it.
lot of people would have taken it
the only
late, but not as
the only
early as
reason
you.
the only reason I took orbital is because you took Araquanid.
Damn.
That's why I went to orbital right away because I was like, you took Araquanid, which is the best sticky webs user. Manu was like, I'm taking Volt, and someone took Galvantula.
Yad, yeah, Yad did.
Like literally all the webs users were just flying out. Like everyone was using webs this season.
Yeah.
So I literally did my research. I was like, all right, webs. The first thing that pops up was blip, and I'm like, wait, no,
Alright, you're cutting out
yeah,
a little bit. Can you
am
repeat
I?
that?
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a
Am I?
little bit.
So, so after all these sticky webs users were gone, like I need to do my research on like who else can get sticky webs left in the game. Dude, I'm scrolling down and I see blip bug. I'm like, bug.
Blip bug.
And I'm like, what the fuck? This blip
That
bug evolve?
fucking name.
I click on Bug and it just evolves into Orbeetle. I'm like, Orbeetle gets sticky webs, and we did not talk about this in team.
so for
I thought we
your
did,
main.
to be honest.
No, we
I
didn't.
still
No,
think it's still
that's
worth a T4 because it has absolutely no offensive presence,
no,
and
no.
honestly, typing kinda sucks.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hey,
Okay,
hey,
it
what's
has
wrong
the
with the bug? What's wrong with the
no, no,
bug
no.
psychic?
It does have a bad typing combination because it has like six weaknesses. It has a lot of weaknesses, but look at its defenses. I think it's like 135 or 125 special defense and like 90 base defense with 90 base special attack and 90 base speed. It gets recover, it gets calm mind, it gets screens, it gets sticky
It gets
It's
webs.
got
Dude,
screens.
60, 110, 120.
That's pretty good.
61 what?
60, 110, 120.
Oh, 60 HP. Okay.
Yeah.
But like one calm mind and you're not dying. It literally is not gonna die. It's gonna tank hits. I feel like it's gonna do a lot of work for me and my team. It's gonna hold everything together, especially with sticky webs.
It doesn't get toxic, right?
No,
No,
it doesn't. That's what I
not
was
that
talking
much.
about earlier. Like I
Yeah,
can't
that's
stall
the
with
only
it.
problem. It's got no way to like actually beat an opponent. Let's be honest here. Like, how does it
Hmm.
beat a dark type?
It can. Well, you
Bug
not.
buzz.
Because you're probably not running an offensive set on it. You're usually going to be running like screens and sticky
Yeah,
web
but
on
I'm
it.
gonna have one offensive move. Like like Puck. You know my style. I'd never go full utility. I've never have and I never will because I find that it's useless. I think Manu does that. Like he goes with usually this Vaporeon. He's like, I heal Bell, protect, and toxic. Like he doesn't.
I know, and I agree. I hate not being able to
Like
at
I
least
would
not hit.
never do that.
I want
I
to
would.
hit something, but like Orbeetle's going to get walled because you're probably not running more than one offensive move.
That's the thing. Like it's gonna get walled, and for me, I don't care about that because as long as I get my webs up and I
Yeah,
have my wall there to just switch in whenever I need to, I'm fine.
Orbeetle
Like I'm.
doesn't need to kill every Pokemon it sees.
That's the
Like that's
thing.
not his
It doesn't
job.
need to kill. For me, I just like Orbeetle is there. Just like I tank hits, set up webs. If
I
I
guess
need to run it, if I
I
need
guess
to
I'm
run
kind
a
of just
calm mind,
arguing its position in tier fours because it basically has no offensive presence, which I
no,
think
like
is why it makes
I
sense to
get
keep
that.
it in tier four.
I know I get that. I absolutely get that. But it's just like it also gets U turn too. Like
I know. I think it's a good mod. I do.
with
It's
its
very
with
underrated in this generation. If it not for absolute shit typing, it would be
yeah,
so
like
much
I
better.
was I was looking at the weaknesses, like the whole six weaknesses thing. I was like, it's okay because its defenses can like support those weaknesses,
It's and good. Thankfully, it gets recover. So,
and it gets recovered too, and it gets U turn. So and it's like what base 90 speed or 80?
let me look. Let me look. Yeah, 90.
Like base 90 speed, I'm probably outspeeding most of the Pokemon that aren't super effective against it. So I can just click U turn and just disappear.
Mm-hmm. And get screens.
Yeah, and it gets screens as well if I want to do that.
Make it
It's
even
a nice
fatter.
flexible mod.
Like for
It's
me,
good value in
it's
T4.
like it's like you
It's
guys, it's like you guys were saying how like my team is like base 85 speed overall. Like that's the average at this point. So like a nice sticky webs user is always like good to have. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, totally. Especially with all the trick rumors gone.
yeah. Don't get me started on this fucking trick room.
Okay,
Who did I
well,
pick next? Was
Right.
it
it
was
was
Ninetales,
Ninetales?
All
which
right.
I'm
Next
surprised
up,
not. I'm surprised
yeah.
Ninetales dropped that low.
Be
Uh,
honest, I know a couple people are looking at it. Zach was supposed to draft Ninetales before Snorlax, but he chose Snorlax instead last minute.
oh, I
So
sniped him.
you kind of got lucky there with grabbing it.
Cause here's the fucking thing. Like this is what I was talking about earlier. Like I was like I wanted to pick Weavile here because I didn't have that fast offensive Pokemon. But at the same time, I was like, do I really want a base 126 speed Weavile? Because I like in my head I was afraid that like people can like if I get Ninetales, people are gonna run offensive natures rather than speed natures. They can just speed creep the shit out of my team.
Hmm.
But then I realized like Robbo was telling me how like you need to have like the whole 13-point difference for someone to be able to speed creep you in that way. I don't know like how he did the math so quickly, but I was like, oh okay, you convinced me. And plus, I realized how this whole league is going after gimmicks. Like I don't know if you're
Explain
gonna
that.
because there's three sand teams.
And
Like
Jed is
Yeah,
half
I'm
sand,
actually
half
super
ice.
annoyed by that.
in this league, there's three sand teams. Like
I didn't even
Nikki,
realize Dracozolt got Sand Rush.
that's the
I
thing.
was
It
like,
Like,
why
did.
the hell is he
like
drafting
Arctivish
Tyranitar
gets
with this shit?
Arctivish also gets Slush Rush.
well, the thing is, I
Yeah,
don't
and
like.
I thought Arctivish was Swiss Swim. So again, I was super confused when he drafted Vanillish. I
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was like the four different like weather things, not
there's.
like two by two.
Well, I didn't think Dracozolt had weather,
I
and
thought
then I
Draco.
thought
I thought
Arctivish was Swiss Swim.
I thought Fish was Swift Swim, honestly. But like, anyways,
yeah.
like I was like,
Imagine Dracovish in a fucking raid. Oh
it just,
god.
dude, it just bugged me so much because like I'm looking at Nikki's team, he has like four ground types. You know what I mean?
He got too many. He got too many
And
ground types.
like he's got ground types.
Oh god, yeah, he does.
He's got the different
Three of them,
sandstorm.
yeah.
He got the different sandstorms. I'm looking at Jed's team. Jed also like Tyranitar and Dracozolt. Like
That's all you need.
pretty sure if he does it right against me, he can run house on me. Yod is also has Hippowdon and Dracovish. So I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm like, yo, like Alone Ninetales walls these three teams.
Hmm.
If you get Aurora Veil up.
And I can get an Auroraville up, and he's just like even if I run offensive instead, because I was like just looking at these teams. I'm like, okay, here you go, Ninetales. It literally fucks up all their natures, fucking whatever they want to do with their natures, and I can just run house on them. For me, it's just like a coverage for these opponent teams, because me and Yod are facing each other in like 2 weeks, I think, and
Oh
Jed, I'm
man.
facing him down the season, and 9 times out of 10, Nikki's gonna be in the playoffs. And if I really want to win, I need to fucking check these three, because like I've never beat Nikki. Like Nikki and Yod were the only people who I haven't beat yet in this league.
Nikki did lose his act though. Poor guy.
I saw the match.
Zach's the fucking goat, though.
No,
Zach is the best player.
I saw the match. Nikki made some mistakes that like cost him the game.
Not having Shadow Ball and
He
Hunter.
didn't prep for Blade, he
Yeah,
said.
he
So,
didn't. Some of the preps were like iffy from his end, but like he
and
won.
I'm not surprised. This was a he. I feel like the first match of the season is always shit for for at least one player in the literal very first matchup. There's always one player that just screws up, and
Yeah,
because I
cause
feel like he rushed his prep. He was so
yeah,
excited to play, he rushed it, and
yeah,
that's
and he was
usually
talking.
me. I usually
He was,
play the first match, and I always screw up in the first match.
and like he was also talking all that shit to Zach, and like it's whatever. Like that
Yeah, he's
happens.
used to
Yeah.
it. I
But
mean,
let's
he's
get
just
back
taken
on
on that
let's get
persona
back
in the league.
Let's get back
on
on
Sorry,
track.
yeah. Sure.
like and like for plus like for me it was like between Ninetales and Weavile was like do I take the dark type or the fairy type?
And
Right?
fairy types, just to
But
jump in
like
real quick.
but the
There's
fairies were
no fairies
disappearing.
at this point.
That's the thing. The fairies were disappearing. Low tier fairies were all gone because I think Yod took Aromatisse or he wanted to take.
He
He
took it. He
he
took it
took
Yeah,
right
it.
before you.
yeah, he took Aromatisse and like they started to fly out. The fairies like Gardevoir was already taken. Had
Slurpuff is gone. Alcremie is
Slurpuff
gone.
was gone at the beginning. Alcremie was also taken. I was like I'm not taking chances. I'll take alone Ninetales, and there was a lot of dark types in the low tiers like Pangoro and there was others. So
Yeah.
then plus Ninetales is like base what 109 speed.
Mhm.
Like
It's something around there.
that solves my base 100 speed issue right there. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go with it.
Mhm.
It's also like a nice mod to have because of Aurora Veil, freeze dry, always headlining Blizzard. Because
You
Also it
really
helps
made sure
Quack.
you could actually
yeah, yeah,
land one
I
of those
no, no,
moves.
no, I got 100% accuracy this time.
5 turns.
Yeah. Hey, maybe you can extend that. Ooh.
Runs like clay. No
No,
one.
it's not light clay. Light clay is the screens.
It's Icy Rock. It's Icy Rock.
Oh my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
So
bonds.
so let's go to Scrafty. I forgot that Scrafty was even in this generation.
Did I draft Scrafty first or Dusknoir?
You draft Scrafty
Grab
first.
Scrafty first.
Yeah, this is a big fuck you to you, Cam.
Why is that?
Because
Wow.
when it came down to
Okay.
Ninetales, I was afraid because I thought JP might,
Mhm.
because he had a wheel pick, and I was like, he's definitely gonna take Ninetales. Because look, he was missing a fairy type and an ice type, and I was like, he might want to.
Yeah.
But then he ended up taking Weavile, so I was like, all right, fuck me. But I was like, okay, I'll take Ninetales now, and on the comeback, I'll take Hitmontop because Rapid Spin and Intimidate.
Oh.
This is where my draft started to go downwards, like even more. I was like, Hitmontop is such a good Pokemon. Rapid Spin, Stealth
Thank
Rock,
you.
Execute.
Finally,
Even
someone realizes Hitmontop.
plus,
Dude,
no,
hit
plus
my Cam. Sorry to interject, but like when I do my coaches thing, I'm going to make a note about you and Hitmontop in our
Hitmontop
offense.
is so good.
no, it's a really good Pokemon. Like with Mach Punch, what it gets does it get Bullet Punch too?
It gets Mach Punch, Bullet Punch. It gets Rapid Spin, which boosts his
Suck
Yeah,
speed
yeah, yeah.
Punch.
now.
Like for me, I was like I was talking about it. I was like, yeah, like you just slap an Assault Vest, you click Rapid Spin, and then you just close combat everything in your way,
Mhm.
or you fucking click Mach. Like it's such a good Pokemon, and it really worked well
You
with
got
my team.
Stone Edge as well.
Yeah,
Has
it was
Intimidate.
really, it was
mm.
it was really good on my team. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll take a little Ninetales. No one's gonna take him for me. And then you literally right after I took Ninetales, you took him on top, and I was
Mhm.
like,
I took Hitmontop because I was so scared it was gonna be gone. Because we're at the beginning, I'm like, no one's gonna realize Hitmontop's here. But when we got to the lower tiers, I'm like, a lot of people are gonna start wanting spinners.
yeah,
So I'm like,
a
I
lot of
gotta
people
take top now.
like the thing is, I didn't need the hazard removal because I already had two defoggers on my team. But it's like if I'm gonna be running webs and rocks, I'm gonna need like a rapid spinner instead of a defogger.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna need to remove someone's stuff, not my own stuff as well. So I was like, fuck it, like Hitmontop is always good. I considered taking Hitmonlee or Hitmo, but right after when it came back to me, I was like, do I need this rapid spinner more or do I need the intimidator more? Because I'm looking at the teams and like the physical presence this season is higher than the special.
So high. There's so many.
Galarian Darmanitan, Gyarados, Dragapult, Excadrill,
Yeah.
T-Tar,
Like
Dracozolt, Metagross.
honestly, look at like the first three Pokemon in each team, and 9 times out of 10, there's two physical mons,
Mhm. Mhm.
or at least
Times out of 10.
or
I
is
believe you mean
mixed.
2 out of 3. There's physical mons.
Like it's. I was just looking at it. I'm like, no, I really need Intimidator. Like I'm gonna need to have that on my team, even though like I have. Like the thing is, like my team is fat. Like I have the bulk necessary. And then I was just looking at Scrafty on like base 115 the defense and special defense, and I was like, I can run D dance bulk up, whichever I want. I can get knockoff again. Stab knockoff is always good to have. Intimidate is just a great ability that I can use. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go with Scrafty, and then I'll figure out the rapid spinner situation later.
Hmm. And it also gets Shed Skin, which is an underrated ability in my
Hmm.
opinion.
No, that's good to have.
It's very nice when you're going against stall. Hint hint.
So,
Dust Noir.
Moving on to the next one, you picked up, yeah.
Dust Noir I think is a steal for tier 5, especially that we're at
uh,
9.
Mainly its move pool is just not that great.
It just doesn't get recovered. That's the only
it
problem.
does get pain split. It does
It's
get pain
not good
split.
enough.
That can be played around so easily.
Yeah, it can.
Mhm.
It really can.
If it just
And
had recover, it would be so good.
it's one of those situations where like after I drafted Scrafty and we went down in the tiers and it came back to me, Jed took Galarian Corsola,
Mhm.
or I think he took him before I took Ninetales. But like Galarian,
Galarian Corsola was picked in right after you picked Ninetales.
yeah.
Literally right after.
So it was like I would really wanted to pick Galarian Corsola because it's like a really nice ghost type because I don't have any ghost types.
Is bulky.
Yeah, it doesn't die. It base
Yeah.
100 defenses and then base
Have
150.
to knock it off, and you have to taunt it to beat it.
Mm-hmm. And strength sap too.
And no Z moves, so you can't even
Like
break it.
Galarian Corsola is just way too good of a Pokemon, and I was like, I really wanted this. I really wanted this. And out of all the people, I did not expect Jed to take it because he
Oh
already
yeah,
had.
Jet had his eye on that early.
Because he
Like
already. But the
he
thing
was
is,
talking to me about it around round 5, I think.
because
So a couple rounds earlier.
look at Jed's team. He has dual typings on dual. Like he has this two
Yeah.
types. Like
He also stole all the
everything.
fairy types.
Like the thing is, like he has two grass types. He has two ice types. He has two ghost types, two fairy types, and two water types.
He did have 2 dragon types until he got to Situate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you traded like you traded two dragon types, and then you have two grass types, and it's no, he has three ghost types. I just realized he traded for Decidueye. I'm like, why would he take Corsola? You know what I mean? I was like really bugged about it, and then like me and like I started looking at the types that I left. There was Dusclops, but I didn't want to be knockoff prone.
Exactly.
Just 'cause it was like, because like I was gonna be knockoff prone with Corsola, but Corsola can hold itself without the EV light like pretty well. But I don't think Dusclops does properly just because it doesn't have recovery, and I think it has way less defenses.
Its offenses are about the same. It relies on pain split
Yeah,
though.
it just really relies on pain split, is what I'm saying. And then I was like, let me look at Dusknoir because Dusknoir gets like what the punches. It gets
It gets Willow. It gets
Earthquake,
Sub.
gets Willow, Sub,
It's
um,
priority shadow.
Shadow Sneak as well. I didn't like the only thing it doesn't get is
Recovery.
like a good physical stab. Like Shadow Punch is its best physical move, I think.
I think it is. Yeah.
And it's like that, and like it has base 100 attack as well. Like it has the high attack, but it's just
Not the moves.
like not the moves for it. It does get Hex. Like Willow Hex is always good to run. It gets Nightshade, but it's like
Yep.
whatever. I just needed to have like a good Ghost type there just to like stop fighting types and normal types from
Also,
running.
Ghost is really good right now because there's very little
Mhm.
normal types, and the ones that there are, half of them are
And
garbage.
Yeah,
Pursuit got
it's
Pursuit's gone too.
it's
so
it's really good. Like it just works with my team as well. Like base 145 defense and physical defense, high HP stat, 100 attack, and it's one of the best counters for trick room teams.
Oh, you getting up on Trick Room again?
Like this is one of the main reasons I took Dusknoir, just because like Dusknoir is crafty. Like Dusknoir is crafty and Garbodor are there for trick room teams.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I know someone's gonna run a trick room team on me because there's a lot of gimmicks. Because look at Manu's team. Manu has trick room and sticky webs, and I think Yod has the same thing. Aromatisse does get trick room.
he gets trick room.
It
Yeah,
does.
like there's a lot of teams having like Loki. They have trick room, and they're definitely gonna. I'm pretty sure Zach has trick room as well, and he's definitely gonna bring it against me because he is the kind of person to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I need to have like because all my mons are base 85 or like 90 or 100, so I need to have those like a couple low mons that are strong, slow.
Mm-hmm.
I worked a nice little triangle for trick room teams like poison fighting, dark, and ghost. It's like a nice little. They bounce off each other with.
Yeah. It also doesn't. What's this ability? Pressure, by any chance?
Pressure, yeah.
I'm, I'm pretty sure it's pressure. It is pressure.
Pressure and frisk.
Oh wait, first it's I kind
Frisk is
of it's okay.
An underrated ability.
I think so too.
It's very underrated ability.
it's good to have against Pokemon like Terrakion, Dracovish, like shit like that,
It's
just
good
to
for
see what
like it's good for
exact patterns are running.
It's a great. It's really and Dusknoir has the bulk to be such a good scout that you can just
Hmm.
know the entire team's items without losing it. So
And
It's
it's really
really
good for
quite
like
nice to
eating
have.
hits to see like what kind of nature they're running as well. That's enough HP for that. See if like one's running like adamant or modest, stuff like that. But for Zad, you still here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
guys just cut out for.
hmm For Cloister, why did you pick up Cloister?
Just because there's not a lot of other. I
hmm
think tier three had like
Tier 3 sucked at that point.
yeah,
Tier
tier three
tier,
just
yeah.
for me it had a Cavalier, Cloister, and what did
Champ.
Yod what did Yod get?
Machamp,
Yeah, and the Champ.
Escavalier, and Venusaur left.
Uh, in
Oof.
in my head it was between Cloister and Escavalier. But then I realized I was like, wait, like Cloister gets spikes, it gets Rapid Spin, it gets Shell Smash, it gets Ice Shard, and there's like four things that I was
And
missing.
Skill Link. And Skill
And
Link with
skill
Ice
like I
Spin.
realized I'm like I don't have a setup sweeper. I don't have spikes like setter. I don't have I don't have a lot of good priority moves besides Shadow Sneak and who else gets a priority move on my team?
You have
I,
Dusknoir.
I think it's just Dust Noir and
Yeah.
maybe Ice Shard Ninetales. And
Who the hell runs that?
yo, I don't.
Just naming things.
Yeah, I'm just naming it, but like I was like, yo, this is like a really good Pokemon to have just because I can just. It depends on the team I'm facing. I can just click Shell Smash and sweep.
Yeah. And
It
at this
was like the
point,
last
you have
because
your
after
team
because
covered too.
yeah, like at that point, because I was like, I focused more on like picking up the good low tier mods, and then I ignored my tier three because I don't have a lot of stuff to look at from tier three.
I did the same thing.
Because I'm the kind of person who values having a lot of types, like mainly, and then looking at abilities and stuff. Because like I'd rather cover all my weaknesses and then get the natures and all that other important stuff. So at that point, like before I like at the time I picked Ninetales, I had like what 13 types or 12 types, and I was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
at least.
set for this and I can just take whatever I want. And then I saw Cloister that wasn't drafted yet. It bugged me because I already had an ice type and a water type. That was really what like pissed me off the most. But I was like, I can use this in a good way.
Yeah, there's definitely like a game or two where
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah, like
sit there and be like, Cloister does stuff.
especially that it has rapid spin. That's what really made me happy. I was like, I needed the rapid spinner and Cloister's right there.
Also has really good defense, like physical defense.
Base 180 fucking defense, but like 20 special defense, I think, or like 30.
Yeah, it doesn't have, but it's a good physical wall.
Yeah, definitely.
So like you can like go into like a choice banner and be like, well, I still eat it anyway. Then you just rapid
Yeah,
spin.
yeah, like I can just throw it against Terrakion and just fucking wall.
hmm Okay.
And then
For the
my
last
last
one
pick
was
was
Garbodor.
Garbodor.
Nick and I were talking about Garbodor, but Nikki didn't pick Garbodor last minute. So again, was like Ninetales. You got
Uh,
this one kind of lucky.
who? I was looking at someone. I was looking at someone else besides. Oh yeah, yeah, I wanted to take Charizard for that pick.
I wanted Charizard too.
You got mad Jet a lot late in the draft.
Yeah, yeah, like I was like, why is Charizard getting taken like at round fucking like in the late like before the
It was
last round?
ninth round.
I was like, this is weird. Like when Jet picked him, I was like, okay, cool. Like, cause I need like I was like I'll take an extra
hmm
Charizard gets Tailwind. I'll set up a Tailwind. Cause like Charizard is really viable this generation support wise.
It get boots. The boots
Like
really help it.
especially with the boots, yeah. You still get Root. There's a Roost defog Tailwind and then run a Fire Stab move because he's gonna do damage with that move regardless.
Yeah, Charizard's definitely
So
not bad.
it's like base 109 special attack, base 100 speed. It's really good. It's like a nice little in the middle. You know what I mean?
hmm
Especially with the boots, it's now a good Pokemon. But then Jed took Charizard, and I think I wanted to take Chinchino because it's like base 135 speed.
They're really fast.
That was that was taken, and then uh Rhydon. I want to take Rhydon. Robbo took him. So I was like, at this point, I was looking at tier five. It has nothing.
hmm
Essentially, it has nothing. I wanted to take on Pheasant as well because on Pheasant's also gotten a lot better this generation.
hmm
That
Manu
got
took that.
taken. I was like, So I was looking at my team like, oh, I'm missing a nice poison type because I don't have like a huge thing against poison types. I have two weaknesses and one resistance, one immunity and a resistance, and I'm like, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be bringing a lot of Ninetales, but not a lot of my resistances and weaknesses. And there's a lot of poison types that are still left in the game,
Yeah.
like Haunter, Gengar, Toxapex, Skuntank,
And with
like the
Garbodor, it's always good to
Toxicity.
like absorb T spikes as well.
That's the thing, and that's the thing as well. There's a lot of people who took T spikes this generation as well. So I was like, I'll take Garbodor. He's really fat. I'm pretty sure Matrix proved that it's a good Pokemon in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Garbodor? I don't
Yeah,
think Matrix used. Did he use Garbodor?
I think he drafted Garbodor twice in a row. I'm pretty sure he's done it before. It was him or someone else. I know like someone's
It
drafted.
wasn't him. I happen to have the last 2 seasons pulled up. Let's see. No one drafted Garbodor in season 4.
Oh,
But season
sorry.
3 was with Matrix, no?
Let me see.
I'm
Yeah, Matrix had him.
and he. I'm
Only
pretty.
brought him twice and died once.
I don't know. He brought it against me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I agree. I was looking at it early,
Really,
like as
it's
a potential late round
and
pick.
like if you realize, I have all the hazard setters in the game, like all four.
Mhm.
I have rocks, webs, toxic spikes, and spikes.
Shout out to the metal spikes that are in it, but that's alright.
Like I was like, oh yeah, there's that too now. Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, it's
Metal
not. It's
spikes.
not metal spikes. Isn't
It's
it like
like
the
something
Gmax move?
else, yeah.
It's the Gmax move.
Oh,
It's
we don't talk about those.
it's Carparage's Gmax move. It sets rocks.
Oh, that. Oh, and Dreadnoughts does it too. Sets rocks.
No, like it's like steel rocks.
Oh yeah, I wanted to take Dreadnought instead of Quagsire. Instead of
Oh, it's rocks but steel type.
You want a
yeah,
Dreadnought?
I wanted instead of Cloyster. Before I took Cloyster, I wanted Dreadnought just to have that rock type,
Yeah.
to have that fire resistance. That's what.
Dreadnought got picked up early,
Yeah,
and Cam is convinced he's gonna sweep me with it.
No, I
wait,
never said that.
who took
You
Dreadnought?
said you were gonna beat me with it.
No, I
Who
said I
was it?
wanted to bring it against you, but you have a terrible matchup with it.
Said you're gonna beat me with it.
Okay.
Oh, Cameron, you took Dreadnought. Okay,
I took Dreadnought
I
because
know.
I had the
but
same
yeah, like
idea with Cloyster.
towards the end of the towards the end of the draft, I was like, like my team is set regardless. So anything I take, this can't be good. And then I was like, I'll pick up a brand new typing, have toxic spikes on the side, and spikes, absorb spikes, toxic spikes as well. So I was like, fuck it, Garbodor is really decent. Probably not gonna bring it, but it's just there to have people prefer it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Having a
Because
mon just where like they need to sit down and be like, okay, if they bring
yeah, yeah,
Garbodor,
yeah, yeah.
that
You know what
that
I
it
mean?
already did a good thing for you.
Because there's a lot of teams that don't have a poison type to absorb the toxic spikes, so they're gonna be afraid of that.
So yeah,
They're
like a
definitely
lot of
gonna be
teams that like we'll say like Matrix, you go against Matrix, you wants to bring like T Spikes Mew, right? But now he doesn't want to do it because Garbodor's sitting there, and you go
because
like it would
Garbodor
just be a
exists.
waste of
Yeah.
a slot.
Like I'm probably not gonna bring it, but it's nice to have people prefer it and be scared that it might pull up.
Yeah, and if it does pull up and they didn't
And
prep
it
for
does.
it, it could be a problem.
It can be a problem for me, but it's like depends. We'll see. You know what I mean? It's like when it comes down to the team building, that's a whole different scenario. But
Yeah,
it's like in my head, I'm like, my team is set. I'll have this Pokemon on the side. If I need to bring it, I'll bring it. Because you can never go wrong with T spikes unless you're fighting fucking Robo with fucking Toxapex or like Manu with Skuntank. You know what I mean?
yeah. So
But yeah,
like
this
for
is
like
my
an
draft.
example, like Garbodor T Spikes is really good against like Jed's team, for instance.
Yeah, Jed's team mainly, JP's team as well. I think Alexis also. Yod might play around with Ditto for poison types. Uh, yeah, but like look at Zach and Will. They drafted Venusaur and Vileplume. I'm pretty sure that's just for T spikes.
hmm
And
Which is not a bad idea.
Venusaur's being paired up with Torkoal too.
yeah, we're gonna see a whole the same what Infinite did in season 3. That's really like a slept on core.
You'll
Torkoal
see that in
Vina.
Anal.
Doesn't Venusaur get Weather Ball now too?
It does get Weather Ball.
Yeah.
It now has basically has a stab fire move essentially.
It
Yeah,
does.
for opposing bulky grass
And
types.
like now you can just go full on specs if you really wanted to because it gets Earth power.
It does get Earth Power.
I just, yeah. we can talk about Will's team another time.
Mhm. Mhm.
We can do an interview with
Yeah. Yeah.
Get around to it.
So, is there like
All right.
anything left you want to say about your team?
him.
Don't sleep on orbeetle, guys.
I guess. Yeah.
don't don't sleep on orbital, and Yod, you're not scaring me with Dracofish. So eat a dick. That's all
Damn.
I'm gonna say. Like
Damn.
I don't like
All right.
everyone's looking at these
Let's.
two teams, making them the biggest threats, or like I'm honestly the one team I'm really terrified of.
Who?
It's it's between Browns and maybe Zax. Just because like Brown has Dormanitan.
Mhm. I don't. I
And like
believe you don't face Zach though, which is good.
I don't know, I don't think I faced Zach, but like in playoff situations, what I mean.
Yeah.
But like overall, like me and Manu, like are we always have our rival
Mhm.
back and forth between me and him. And I think this season is the only time we've had a very equal matchup regarding teams. And we're fighting week one, lovely.
Mhm.
But it's like looking at Brown's team is nothing else. I'm not looking at the team. I'm looking at Darmanitan. Like I was laddering it with Darmanitan, and like teams would set up fucking sticky webs on me, and this thing would still sweep just because of speed tier. Just because I'd have a choice scarf Darmanitan.
Yeah. You could
Because
be
he's
brain
still at
dead.
base. Because he's still base 90. Like regardless, and there's only like a couple or 100 Pokemon that are in the game. So like for me, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Just like even after I set up my sticky webs, he's still gonna outspeed most of my team with the choice scarf.
Yeah. It is a problem
Like
for
Funny
your
enough,
team.
with my team, funny enough, Darmanitan is the least of my
that's because
concerns.
for you have Araquanid that completely walls it, and then you have Lantern,
Yeah.
and then Avalugg. Like you're
Avalog
walling
is
that thing
really good.
completely.
I have a shit ton of walls.
Mm.
But yeah.
Mhm.
Like I think like actually no, I have Quagsire for Darmanitan, and I also have Rotom Heat. Scraft you
No,
can
you
send
got
through.
as someone who uses Rotom Heat with Darmanitan and Ladder, I love Rotom Heat compared with it.
Yeah, like I'm. It just depends how I'm gonna run Rotom Heat this season because I don't think Scarf is necessary anymore for Rotom Heat.
I ran it at least to know you. I was running it pretty bulky with just a little investment in either speed or
Nah, bro.
special attack.
Choice specs Rotom Heat. You just click overheat and you're winning.
True. I was using
Literally.
it for Willow mainly.
But
Willow and Volt Switch.
knowing my luck, I'm gonna miss overheat.
Don't worry
Yeah, you
about
will.
it.
I will. No, I no Cam.
I'm running bright. Man, I'm
Cam.
running bright powder against you.
Why you don't even need to, bro. You don't need to run bright powder.
No, I gotta make sure your blizzards have a
Cam,
chance to miss.
I'm telling you, bro. Last season, dude, season three, I
Yeah.
went from playoffs to winning 4 games. I think.
I have all the
Yeah,
stats.
yeah. Like I made it to playoffs in season three and season four. I won 3 games and lost everything else. And 5 of the games that I lost were all because I missed like hits that mattered. Like I've missed focus blasts. I missed
I see it as karma for critting Manu with
dude.
your
One
PXD.
game, one fucking game, cost me a whole
It
season.
was major karma,
Like
okay?
it's just like why? No, the thing is, Hawk, what you don't understand, the thing wasn't just happening in like in this league. It was happening in other leagues.
It's spread.
This karma was just happening in every I was participating in
Sorry.
the fucking time period.
Well, now you don't have to worry about missing, because a lot of your Pokemon don't really have
At
low
least
accuracy
Blizzard.
moves.
All right, bro.
At least Blizzard.
I'm
Blizzard
gonna
gives
miss a fucking.
Hailstorm.
I'm missing earthquake, bro. I'm missing earthquake.
Fuck it.
Like
Did you say you're missing
I'm missing.
Earthquake?
I'm missing earthquake. Rillaboom is gonna be.
You're a gravity,
Yeah,
a flying type, and then you're going to miss the
Rillaboom is
Earthquake.
gonna be up against. Rillaboom's gonna be up against Tyranitar. Tyranitar's gonna be on 3 HP. I'm gonna miss my earthquake, and he's gonna use Fire Blast and get a crit on me. I'm calling it. That
That'd be something.
that's just
That would be something.
Oh,
That'll be
boy.
game of the week just so
how,
we can
on,
shit talk you.
yo. Craig Dilly who
Don't talk about Cradilly. No.
fucking
Alright,
trash.
are we still recording? Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still recording, right?
Yeah. Do you
All right,
want to end it
guys.
here, guys?
MTV team.
yeah, we should
Okay.
probably end it here.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for
Let's leave
watching.
it on this note.
Yeah.
Ziad is very thankful there's no Cradilly.
Super happy.
Very happy. Goodbye, everyone.
Yay.